What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome. This is your first visit. My name is Matt. On this channel, I review brand new vehicles such as this one. This is 2026 Toyota Sequoia. I'm here at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine, and today I'm going to take in a complete tour of this fairly brand new trim. This is a 1794 edition. We're going to check it out from the exterior, interior technology, and a test drive. So if you enjoy watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel. Now let's get back to this. Sequoia has been in Toyota's lineup for 25 years. It was first introduced in 2000 for 2021 model year, and this is 2026 model. Now, it's been fully redesigned a few years ago, and last year they added this 1794 trim, which I have for you today. For those of you that don't know what the significance of that number is, it is a date where a ranch in Texas was established by Spanish colonist Juan Ignacio del Casanova. On this land, on the land of this ranch right now, it sits a Toyota assembly plant where they assemble Toyota Tundras and Toyota Sequoias. That's why it adds some of that Western flair to the interior of this vehicle, which I'm really happy to show you that in a later portion of this video. But first, let's start with the exterior design. And this is, in my opinion, one of the best looking large trucks on the road. Let's start with the hood. Nice, long and sculpted, very masculine looking one. We also have the high mounted, fully LED self-leveling headlamps with the sequential turn signals down here at the bottom. You'll find also a set of fog lamps on this 1794 edition. The one thing that I don't really care for is this wind deflector at the bottom. I'm pretty sure it has something to help with aerodynamics with this vehicle, but definitely it blocks some of that ground clearance, which is, by the way, anywhere from 8.6 to 9.9, depending on which model you choose from on the Sequoia. And here you have the air curtains on the side, creating that better airflow around the wheels. We also have this satin chrome grille with the bright chrome Toyota logo, a front-facing camera right underneath here. And let's pop this hood open. Check it out what's underneath here. And the power comes from the 3.4-liter twin turbocharged V6 hybrid engine that's iForce Max, producing 437 horsepower and a whopping 585 pound-feet of torque. It has made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and if you were wondering how fast you can go from 0 to 60, that's just about 6 seconds. And as far as the gas mileage, we have a combined number of 20. Kind of wish that this hood would go up a little bit higher because a taller mechanic might bump his head on it when working on this vehicle. We also have some sound insulation hood struts, and definitely we'll check out the ride quality at the end of this video. And just to clarify, the total power quoted is from both electric motor and the gasoline engine. And here's how it breaks down. So the gasoline engine produces 389 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. And the AC motor adds 48 horsepower and a whopping 184 pound-feet of torque to the total power of this vehicle. Now, it is a large truck, so it competes in the category with the Chevy Tahoe, Ford Expedition, Wagoneer, and such. So the total length of this vehicle is 208.1 inches, wheelbase 122, width 79.6, and we also have a height of 74.5. The vehicle weighs about 6,179 pounds. And let's take a look and see what's going on right here in the wheel and tire setup. So these are 20s. I kind of wish they were a little bit bigger on it, but 265 by 60 is the tire size. And we have this kind of dual tone rim design. Also the gunpowder color trim surroundings the wheelbase. We of course have the iForce Max. That's the indication of the engine, and 1794 edition That's the trim. What else we have? We have the chrome mirror caps, turn signals, side view camera, blind spot assist, proximity entry of this vehicle. You see this little notch on top of the door handle. If you stick your hand inside of it, it's going to unlock it. It's going to lock it if you touch it to the front. You can also use, of course, your new Toyota remote, lock, unlock, hold to open the rear gate, hold for the panic button, and that's pretty much it. You also have a keyhole that's exposed right here. Not many vehicles have it anymore, and everything around the windows, at least at the bottom portion of it, is all in this bright chrome. The gas tank door is on the driver's side. As I mentioned, 20 is the combined number for the gas mileage, and that translates into 19 in the city and 22 on the expressway. Moving on to the back side of this vehicle, we have the large fully LED lights that wrap around this vehicle. We also have the reverse lights, and you can see as I get closer, we have the sequential turn signal. Sequoia is spelled out, no visible exhaust, and underneath here, you have a tow hitch up to 9,500 pounds, which is class leading for the large vehicle. And what I like about this also, the old Sequoias had the ability to roll down the window. This one has the ability to open up the rear window by itself. So if you need to grab something from this vehicle easily without opening this whole hatch, you can do that. We also have another camera here that, of course, is for the rear view mirror and the third brake light. Now let's open up the full hatch and see how much room we have. We can do it a few different ways. Push the button, wave your foot underneath the door, and of course, push the button on the remote as well. Let's see if it's programmed right now. For some reason, I'm having bad luck with some of the newer Toyotas that are not opening by itself, but trust me, it has the power gate. This probably hasn't been programmed yet. Now, this particular one, we have some accessory that came with the vehicle, but I want to take these out because I want to show you how much room, or how little room it has, I should say, because behind the third row seat, we really only have about 12 cubic feet of storage, and that's not a lot in comparison to even like the Grand Highlander, which gets over 20 cubic feet of storage behind the third row seat. So even though this is a larger vehicle, it has less room. Now, underneath here, we have this shelf that you can take out from the bottom and put in one of two different positions. And put it right here, or you can put it on the one higher up. Why? Well, it depends on what you need. Toyota claims that yes, it is going to be easier to have the shelf system, and then you can have this double tiered system as far as your cargo. So you can put some underneath, you can put some on top, and hopefully somehow you're going to be happy with that cargo space. But I don't think that they nailed it. To be honest with you, I am missing that cargo space right here in the back quite a bit. I don't care about this two-tiered system. If you don't need it, then you don't need it, okay? We don't have to talk about it, but for a large family who requires more room for like luggage, or maybe even put the dogs behind the third row seat, yes, you do need more room. Well, if you don't need it, then you're perfectly okay. This is a perfect vehicle for you. Now let's move this down. Let's see what else is going on right here in this back compartment. So we have the 120 volt, 400 watts power outlet. That's regular household power outlet. And of course, I showed you that the seats are power adjustable, right? So you can drop down the seats. Now, here's the thing. If you drop down the seats here on the Sequoia, you'll have about 49 cubic feet of cargo, but look how uneven that is too. Okay, so first of all, we have this big bump right here. That's, I guess, where they have this battery pack right underneath the seats. So that limits the amount of room that you can have on this vehicle. And you can, of course, fold down the middle row seats as well, and that's going to give you a total of 89. That's still behind the Grand Highlander, which is, I believe, 97 or 98, something like that. So for the third row passengers, you'll have USB Type-C ports, cup holders, and the ability to recline your seats, power recliner as well. Up on top, they also have their own vents and illumination. And it seems like there's plenty of headroom for all of the passengers. Let me jump inside. Let's see if that's true. And let's check out if I can even fit in this third row seat. How do we do that? There's a lever right on the side. You pull it up and then you tumble the seat forward, allowing you to get inside this third row seat. Now, if you notice, this seat, this part, the 60 part, is sitting a lot further to the front because this is an adjustable seat. So you can move it a little bit backwards. Now, if you do that and fold down the seat right here, pull on the strap and move that seat back even to the fairly comfortable position for the passenger in back. I have plenty of room. No complaints. Maybe headroom is not as great as I wish it was. However, there's no room whatsoever now in the back seat. So no cargo, but passengers can still fit fairly comfortably. Vents, illumination, and charging, that's all that one needs for a long trip, right? Well, I don't know if I would want to go cross country with this, but definitely a decent amount of room, but eliminating the cargo space in the back pretty much completely. And the situation is quite different sitting right here in this middle row seat. I'm very comfortable. I have plenty of shoulder room, plenty of headroom, and plenty of knee room. As you can see in front of my knees, I have several inches. But the only complaint that I would have here is that this seat is not adjustable. This is basically the only sitting position as far as front and back that I have. I can only adjust the recliner here. And the seats are kind of on this tougher side, the firmer side. But let's check out the rest of this interior. I'm going to start right here with this rear door panel. We can see some of this Western flair being brought inside the vehicle with this wood grain, with a settled brown leather. And we also have this gunpowder metal trim that continues around this entire vehicle as well. We have the manual sunshade, which is always a plus in my book. And let's take a quick look on the interior. So as you can see, the same color continues inside of it. I actually like it quite a bit. We have some gray contrast stitching. We also have some of the perforation in the middle. Now, between the captain chairs, we have this console, more of a storage with two cup holders right here in the front, Toyota first aid kit, and more cup holders in this middle console here. Now you also have the ability to control your own rear climate control with heated and ventilated seats. As you can see, three-stage heated, three-stage ventilated seats in the back. That's a big plus. We have the USB Type-C, USB Type-A, and we have the regular 120 volt power outlet, household power outlet. So that's really nice. We have this big bump right here in the middle. That's where the drive shaft goes. And in the seat backs, we have more storage. Now, if you're looking for vents, there are actually two sets. One of them is right in this middle console, of course. Then there's another one up on top. That should make everybody in the back of this vehicle nice and comfortable. Couple things before we get inside of this vehicle. First of all, if you like the color of it, they call it the Celestial Silver. And we also have an optional extendable running boards on this vehicle. One of the two options. The other one is a head-up display. But let's listen to the sound of the closing door. That's nice and solid. In my book, we have the same kind of theme, of course, as in the back, with the addition to the window mirror lock control, 2 memory seat settings, and more storage at the bottom of the door. Both driver and passenger seats are power adjusted, heated, and ventilated. This is pretty cool. We have more adjustments on this, and these seats are so much more comfortable than the ones in the back. But it makes sense, right? Whoever's driving it should have the most comfortable seat in here. Now we have the light controls as far as the interior lights. We have the automatic lights, gas tank door release. We also have the dimmer for your instrument cluster, odometer, trip, rear parking sensors. We have the ability to pull in or out the running boards. As you can see, I push the button and I can either extend them or hide them. We also have this heated steering wheel, the ability to turn on that power outlet on the inside. Tilt and telescoping steering wheel, that's power adjusted. Now let me jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this interior. Of course, let's listen to the sound of the closing door from the interior. Boom. That's nice and solid. And here it is, the interior of this 2026 Toyota Sequoia 1794 edition, as you can see, prominently displayed right on this wood grain right here, 1794. We also have this saddle leather right underneath here, looking really sharp. Big vents, right? That's powerful for the truck like this. We have the JBL stereo. grab handle on the side, this big 14-inch screen, and one of the two options that's added on the vehicle. The other one was the side steps, and this is the 10 or 6-inch head-up display, as you can see, or I'm not sure if you can see what's displaying on it, but we have the compass, speed, and the gear indicator. But moving down here, a fairly large steering wheel with a flat bottom or the thick bottom right here. We have some golf ball texture. We have some contrast stitching. Overall, nice to the touch and a firm grip on this Toyota steering wheel. So we have a bunch of buttons on the left hand side. You see what's going on in the instrument cluster. There's up, down, and sideways button to help you control it, back button, phone control, volume control, and voice assist. On this side, we have the cruise control, adaptive cruise control, different modes as far as the stereo, seek, track, cancel for the cruise control, and lane keep assist. Toyota still in this bright chrome, and here we have this fully digital instrument cluster. So let's see what we have. So this, first of all, it looks pretty tough. Looks like a gear right in the middle, and we're in the eco mode. By the way, let's see what modes are in. So eco, normal, and sport. Those are the different drive modes depending on how you drive it. I'm actually going to put it in sport, see how this vehicle performs, see if we can get the most out of this powerful engine. Okay, so on the left hand side, you can see the distance to empty, 66 miles. And then again, we're in the eco mode. No, we shouldn't be in the eco mode. We should be in the sport mode. Yeah, we're in the sport mode right here. It indicates it. So hold to reset. Let's reset the gas mileage because it says 2.6. Obviously, nobody was driving. So what other options we have? We can see the compass, music, the trailer select. Okay, because it has that tow hitch, right? 9,500 pounds towing capacity, tire pressure. And then moving on to the settings in here. So we have the lane traffic assist, pre-collision sensing, blind spot monitoring, parking sensors, rear cross traffic alert. We have a lot of other safety features on this vehicle. We have the head-up display, the roadside assist, customize right side trailer settings, and the gear settings, like the display setting in here. Okay, let's see what that does. Language, units, and speed meter. Push OK to change settings or go back. We're going to get out of here. And another option is here. There's no messages. If there were, and it would be displayed right here. Down at the bottom, you have your voltage for the battery, the regular battery, and then you have your oil temperature. At the bottom on the right hand side, you have the coolant temperature and the gas settings, force for the PSI, for the turbo max, as far as the battery, so that I-force max. That's basically what it is. Moving on to this large screen. This is the newest Toyota screen. We've seen it in so different the Toyota models. So if you want a navigation system, you have really one of two options. One is to subscribe to their service and have the subscription-based navigation system, or connect your phone and use either Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, and they're both wireless connections. As far as the radio, so we have the different settings for the radio. You can have the FM radio, AM radio, and yes, you still have the Sirius XM. Of course, you can stream from your phone too. Connecting your phone is easy. Seat controls, trip information, vehicle alert, and a bunch of settings. So right now we're not signed into account, but you can if you wanted to, and there's a whole bunch of customization in here. What I'm interested in is this rear view camera. Now let's take a look and see what we have. Decent, right? Good, large size, takes up the entire screen. We can see the top-down view with the trajectory lines on both sides. Okay, and a whole bunch of different options. You can see the front view camera. You can see the side view cameras right here. You can turn on the trajectory lines, turn them off, depending on what you want. That's as far as the guides. We have the different settings in here. Let's use the default ones. And then let's see what else we have. You can see that. See how far out you can go outside of this vehicle. And this is locked in here. So basically, this is your rear view camera. No complaints here. That's a pretty good system. I wonder if it has this under the hood camera. If I start driving, let's see if it's going to display what's going on underneath this vehicle. But I think I need to go, yeah, this is just the front camera. Nothing displays over here, so maybe it does not have this transparent Good camera. Well, nevertheless, it's a very nice system as far as that. Scrolling down, you have your own climate control settings, and I like that they left the knobs in here. This is your power and volume knob, of course, and we have some tough buttons. This is for your temperature settings. This is for your fan settings. Then we have the rear window defroster. This is actually for the rear air conditioning, so you can set it up from here. Sync mode, and then down here at the bottom, heated ventilated seats, of course, some shortcuts for that as well. What do we have on the side of the steering? We'll have the power button. We also have the tow gain control, right, for the trailer. Okay, you have the view for the camera. Never understood this. Okay, maybe somebody can explain it to me. You can't really do anything with it other than just admire or pause it, or maybe look from the inside out. But anyways, I guess somebody had an idea with it. Just forget to tell everybody else what it is. So we have the traction control, hazard lights right behind here. You can see this pad for wireless charging, and we have the brake hold, parking brake. This is that really nice looking, still traditional looking shifters to shift your gears here. Here's where your drive modes are, and the tow mode right on the side. This is where you use to control it. Make sure we're still in the sport mode. So yes, of course, this is a 4-wheel drive vehicle, and you can have 4 high and 4 low, however you want it to. All right, I like this wood grain here too, but underneath here you have cup holders, right? Also here you have a little bit more storage, and you can slide this open to have even more storage underneath here. 2 USB ports, one for C, one for A, and then you can you open this entire thing? Yeah, okay. You open this entire thing, and yeah, you have plenty of storage down here as well. Moving up to the mirror here, so we have this digital camera mirror. As you can see, there's that different camera inside the vehicle. We also have the home link system, which I'm glad that Toyota left that for their vehicles. Sunglasses holder. Yes, we do have the panoramic sunroof, so you can open this up, slide it open, let air, let light inside the cabin. We also have the door, and this is basically your light controller in here, and if you're in trouble, you can hit the SOS button. It's going to connect you to emergency services. All right, the panel is pretty big, and of course you can slide and tilt it as well. And do we have the illuminated mirrors? Yes, we do. Pretty large as far as, and the sun visor, and overall a great looking interior of this 2026 Toyota Sequoia. Well, let's talk pricing. Take it for a spin. There's 6 different trim levels available for Sequoia in 2026, SR5 being the least expensive one, starting at $64,025 with the 2-wheel drive, with the rear-wheel drive, and then adding about $3,000 to MSRP for 4-wheel drive. Limited, the same thing, $69,795 plus $3,000 if you wanted to go with the 4-wheel drive. Now, anything platinum and above, it's a 4-wheel drive. Standard platinum is at $80,035. TRD Pro $80,765. 1794 edition $80,850. So basically, those three trim levels are kind of, hey, whatever you like. You want a more off-roady oriented, you want that Western flair, or just you want a platinum, a really nice luxury vehicle. And the capstone, top of the line trim, definitely the most luxurious one, $84,435. Not cheap, not cheap. Let's start driving and see how this vehicle turns right here at the end of this road here. So steering wheel all the way to the left and see how it turns. We have, yeah, it is a large vehicle. Not too long ago, I just recently tested a Hyundai Palisade here, which is about 5 inches short or 6 inches short, I think. And both of them, this is actually not bad. You can hear this powerful engine. It's not a bad engine noise that you can hear from here. We're in the sport mode, maybe that's why. But I like it. I also like the way you sit and the way you can see everything because you sit up so much higher. It is a wide vehicle. I like the way that the hood is sculpted. No question that this mirror makes a huge difference, seeing everything what's going on in the back. without worrying about somebody sitting in that middle seat or in the back seat, for that matter. Well, let's check out how this vehicle drives. Take it back in a little bit. We're going to sum it all up. And the power is there, so you can definitely feel the engine. You can hear the engine. It's not a bad noise of this, what's coming into the cabin. I like it. It's luxurious enough. I mean, it has some nice sound insulations, both in the windshield and the side windows as well. And we're going to take it on this quicker road and see how that accelerates here. Yeah. You can see the I-force, you can see the boost, you can see that next from the battery. Once you need that power, it's definitely there. And 585 pound-feet of torque. That is huge. That's very powerful. So no shortage of that. And let's talk about the competition. Let's see what else is out there. So of course we have the Chevy Tahoe, Ford Expedition, Wagoneer, and then we have the newly redesigned Nissan Armada. Now, the Toyota Sequoia prior to this was a naturally aspirated V8, the 5.7 V8, and prior to that was a 4.7 V8, and people loved it. The reliability, the durability of that engine was iconic, was something that people bragged about, having 500,000 miles in their Sequoias and still running. They had some issues with the frames on the previous generation. They were rusting and a lot of them were replaced. So that was something that Toyota dealt with at that time. But the powertrain were indestructible. That was something that people flocked to the brand because of that. Will this still be the case with this generation? Well, time will tell. It didn't start very good because when they first introduced that I-Force Max twin turbo V6, they had some issues with it. They replaced some of the engines. Toyota says that they since worked out what was wrong with it, and now it's a smooth sailing. We'll see. Time will tell. As far as the competition, we of course have the Tahoe, we have the Expedition, we have the new Nissan Armada, and we have the Wagoneer. Now the Wagoneer is an inline six. The Expedition is a V6. We have the Tahoe, which comes standard with a 5.3 liter V8, and then available 6.2 liter. So they have two different V8 engines available on that, and the third one, I believe they still have the diesel available as well. So I mean, they have the most engine choices out of all of the manufacturers. But if you're not set on the V8, I mean, here, this is perfect. This has got plenty of horsepower, even more torque, 585 pound-feet of torque. This is huge for this vehicle, 9,500 pound towing capacity. So this is great in that category. And there's certainly a lot of things that I like about this brand new Sequoia. I love the styling of it. I think they designed it to look masculine, to look very good, aggressive. I love the interior of it, even the technology. It's night and day difference between what they used to have and what they have in it right now. And you know, the quality of the ride, the quietness of the cabin, definitely it's there. That's still Toyota. Now, what I have a problem with is the amount of cargo room, which is definitely way behind everybody else in the competition, especially if you're looking like the Tahoe Expedition. I mean, those things are huge, plenty of room. And this is what a large family needs. Not only that they want to put a few people in the car, because this will sit 5 people, 4 people comfortably, and you know, the other 3 in the third row seat, well, you know, they can still fit, so not bad at all. But they also have to carry some luggage as well, right? So that's where we're having some issues with this new Sequoia. The lack of cargo room is definitely something that sets it apart from the competition. But if you don't need that cargo space, you don't need it. And I'm going to stop right here. We're going to check out that stop and go acceleration here and see how that vehicle performs. Let's hit it. All right, well, not bad, about 59, 60 miles per hour. So definitely something that we can deal with. So power is there, there's no question about it. Well, guys, let me know what you think about this brand new 2026 Toyota Sequoia. Is this something that you would consider buying, or would you go with something else, and why? And don't be shy. You know, I don't make these vehicles, I don't manufacture them, I don't sell them. So, you know, I'd like to hear your opinions and see or hear what you think the best choice would be for your family. If you like anything about this video, don't forget to give me a like. And if you like to see more automotive content, consider subscribing. And I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.